Hey everyone, welcome back once again to the Final Cut Discovery Edition. How appropriate during the holidays, you're looking for holiday gifts, and I figured we'd feature some of these physical releases that might give you an idea of what to get for the film lover in your family, especially if they're a DC fan. Yeah, you might be at odds, but we're looking at a DC film that was released in November. It is the Blue Beetle release. This one is going to be the Blu-ray and digital release. There's also a 4K UHD release with a digital code and a DVD release, and we'll get to those in a minute. Now, Blue Beetle's a lot of fun. I enjoyed this quite a bit. It was a nice, light, family-orientated story that was kind of self-contained within the DCEU, and really told a great, it was fun. It was exciting. I didn't quite get a lot of the hate for it because I thought it was, I loved the vibe of the movie, and in fact we watched it during Thanksgiving because of the family theme going on. It was very appropriate, and my wife enjoyed it as well. She found it interesting. So yeah, it's got a great fun cast, and I think overall probably a nice middle ground DC film, especially if you're looking for something lighter from that brand. Now, what about this disc release? Well, let's see if it's worth picking up, shall we? So here we have the slipcover, and it outlines the Blu-ray and digital code, which is only good for a little over a year. This was released in November, and they're already expiring the digital code December 31st of 2024. Go figure. It's amazing how all these releases that we're getting with digital codes are having shorter time frames for when that code is valid. I almost blame streaming for it. I really want to. But yeah, so here we have the Blue Beetle poster in here. I love this artwork quite a bit with our characters in here. At least we don't have characters standing in front of each other with all their arms extended. Yeah, that was a little dig at the MCU, but them posters are feeling uninspired. But this one, I loved the color and just the whole scheme of it. Really fits well with the Blu-ray motif, color motif. So yeah, overall this color palette is great. It pops. It shows all the fun characters in here, including a villain or two. And yeah, I think that's really cool. And so then we have the spine here, which stands out. You've got the white on the black, which will stand out nicely on your shelf. And on the back, we have our special features listed, a few more production stills, as well as how to use your digital code with Movies Anywhere. Now, as far as the case it goes, it's going to be more of the same as far as the artwork goes, only now we also have the credits in here of the cast instead of how to do that Movies Anywhere code. So yeah, not much difference with the physical case itself, but I always love slipcovers, give a little extra protection to your sleeve. And sometimes they do vary, so I like looking at that quite a bit. But yeah, you can see how that color palette really works well with a Blu-ray case. And then inside, well, it does come with a digital code. I did accidentally remove it, so here's the digital code. And again, only good for like a year. Go figure. And the disc itself, you gotta love that disc art. Look at that disc art. That is slick. That really stands out to me, and I really appreciate that they put time and effort into the disc art rather than just slapping the label Blue Beetle. Even with, especially if you know the history with this Blue Beetle release and the whole rebooting with the James Gunn and all of that, yeah, all of that drama that's going on, to see them put effort into this. But what about the special features? Is there effort there? Well, let's take a look, shall we? So the Blue Beetle special features we have in here, we've got our standard Warner Brothers disc menu, and then going to the special features, you can see we have a number of options. One of them is the Blue Beetle Generations, and that gives us 4 chapters in here of various lengths, and I found them all interesting. There's the Origins, which tells you the origin of the Blue Beetle and the origin of how the filmmakers really wanted to tell this story and what went involved in bringing it together in the pre-production and the buildup, and just, yeah, it was very interesting because I didn't know much about Blue Beetle, and this was very enlightening where they give a bit of the history of it. That's 7 minutes and 28 seconds or so. So very worthwhile to watch. And then the production begins, which is 16 minutes, 12 seconds, gives you all that BTS juicy stuff, showing you how they started up the production, the sets that they built, the props that they built, how excited the performers were to be involved in this movie, and what went behind some of the characters that show up in here and inspirations. And yeah, the production begins was a lot of fun to watch, and you just feel the energy of the cast of how they really appreciated the opportunity to bring this character to life. Then in Full Flight, which is about 9 minutes long, and that gives you even further BTS stuff, talking about special effects, costuming, you know, how they did some of the flying for the main character. And yeah, I really enjoyed seeing all that. I love seeing that stuff and seeing how it comes together of what was in real life and what they brought to screen through the special effects and matting and all that fun stuff. And then A Hero's World, 13 minutes and 24 seconds, is still digging further into the filmmaking, the world that they've built around Blue Beetle, all of the characters, and just giving you even more of that wonderful behind the scenes and info that many of us who are film lovers do enjoy. Now, what's interesting is they have a special feature there called Scarab Vision, 2 chapters here. One is Initiation and one is Mastery. Unfortunately, most of the interview and footage that is in these 2 chapters is shown in the other BTS stuff that we get. So there's nothing really new here as far as different shots and scenes and opinions and such in interviews. This is pretty much the same. It just kind of has this more fancy intro to it, and it's kind of, you know, that you could see maybe on on Max as a featurette. So that one I didn't find too interesting, just because of the repeat that they had. Then Blue Beetle's Nana Knows Best is great. It features my favorite character, Nana. It shows the actress who played her and her excitement into bringing this character to life, and the history of Nana and what influenced her character in the writing of it. And yeah, you know, and that's about 4.25 minutes. So, you know, you have, outside of that Scarab Vision, you do have about 50 minutes or so of special features, which nowadays, by modern standards, seems to be a lot. Not as lot as what we get from the indie scene, which is a little disappointing, but overall, if you enjoy the film, I think getting to see all of this energy behind the scenes, you can see why the film has the vibe that it has. And so there you have it, folks, the Blue Beetle physical release. Now, you're looking to pick this up. The 4K Ultra HD release with digital code is going to be $29.99. You've got the Blu-ray plus digital code, which is what we got here, which is going to be $24.99. And then the DVD is going to be $19.99. So that gives you the price range of what you're looking at, though I'm sure you could probably find some holiday deals out there as well. If you got a DCEU fan in your family who enjoys these films much like I do, I think it's worth picking up for them for the holiday season. So thank you so much. Please check out our Patreon if you haven't already. Got a lot of great stuff there for reasonable tiers. I thank you, each and every one of you, for your support. And until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.